Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for being here, for giving us a few minutes of your time, because the story we're about to share today is not only about a famous model who is beginning to capture the world's attention, but about a very young woman learning how to live with stares, expectations, and the quiet weight of fame at a moment when life itself is just starting to take shape. This is a story of beginnings, of careful steps, and of an identity still being formed in front of millions of eyes. She was born in 2004, in the United States, at a time when no one could have imagined that only a few years later her image would begin circulating powerfully across social media and digital platforms. Her exact birth date remains unclear, which is understandable considering how recent her career is and how many parts of her personal life remain protected, perhaps as a natural way of holding on to something private amid constant exposure. From an early age, she grew up in a simple environment, where daily life was modest, dreams were still undefined, and the future felt distant and abstract. Before her face became recognizable, her life resembled that of many young women of her generation. She enjoyed simple moments, movement, and the freedom of expressing herself through the body. Dance appeared early as a form of expression, a space where she could simply exist without explanation, where time seemed to slow down. Swimming, on the other hand, became a different kind of refuge, a place of silence, controlled breathing, and deep connection with herself. Without realizing it, these activities began shaping her discipline, her consistency, and her relationship with her own body. Over time, social media became an unexpected window to the world. She started sharing fragments of her life, images of travel, landscapes, and moments that conveyed curiosity and freedom. Traveling grew into one of her greatest passions, not only for the destinations themselves, but for what each journey represented, stepping outside the familiar, observing other realities, and learning how to adapt. Through these posts, people began to notice something beyond beauty. There was a calm energy, a presence that didn't need to shout in order to be seen. That was when the industry slowly turned its attention toward her. Without loud announcements or sudden headlines, she took her first professional steps. Her career is still very recent and remains under construction, yet that hasn't stopped many from considering her one of the most beautiful actresses to emerge from the modeling world in recent years. Her image stands out, yes, but so does her ability to convey subtle emotions, expressions, and glances that tell stories without words. For many, she has already become one of those figures that naturally rise to the status of favorite. However, behind every photo shoot, every image, and every new opportunity, there is a less visible reality. This story is not made only of lights, but also of silence. Growing up under public attention is not easy, especially when one is still learning who they are. The recognized actress has had to face early decisions, outside opinions, and constant comparisons. There are days when recognition motivates, but there are also moments when it becomes heavy, when other people's expectations try to define a future that is still unwritten. In those moments, simplicity becomes priceless. The water of a swimming pool, music playing while the body moves freely, the feeling of traveling without rigid schedules. That is where she seems to reconnect with herself, where fame fades for a moment and she becomes simply a young woman exploring her place in the world. It's not about denying the challenges, but learning how to walk alongside them without losing her essence. As her artistic name begins to resonate more strongly, she moves forward with firm yet cautious steps. She understands that the journey is long, and that the true challenge is not arriving quickly, but staying true to herself. She doesn't try to tell her entire story all at once, and perhaps that is what makes her so compelling. There is mystery, growth, and a narrative that continues to be written day by day. Today, her career is only just beginning, but her story already leaves us with a powerful reflection. Fame doesn't always arrive when we feel fully prepared. Sometimes it appears precisely when life itself is still learning how to stand. And within that fragile balance between dreams, discipline, and exposure, we find a young woman building something of her own, at her own pace, preserving her silence and her passions. If this story made you reflect, if you connected with the human side behind the image, we invite you to stay on the channel, to subscribe so you don't miss more stories like this one, to leave a like if this content resonated with you, and to share this clip with someone who also enjoys discovering what exists beyond the shine. Thank you for being with us until the end, and we'll see you in the next story.